Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is Uranus and Taurus. So this shifts every 7 years. So we're at a shift right now that it moved into a new sign, and this is the planet of change. So this is really going to stir up a reality way more than we will expect. It likes to break the rules and do things its own way, this planet. So it encourages us to smash down walls and do things differently. It's the planet of awakening. So for those that have not been awakened yet, it's going to start that process, and it's kind of just going to force that energy on them. And like, as stubborn as they may be, it's going to just like elevate these people that are trying to just live safely in their own realms of reality, which is really a false truth. And it's basically going to awaken them to the actual truth. So it often brings us surprises or presents hurdles for us to jump through when we least expect it. And it's really going to keep us on our toes. So we're not really going to know where this is going to lead us, and just kind of just flow with the energy that comes to you. Any situation, even if it's uncomfortable, just allow us to trust in really what's taking place. If you have been living your life on autopilot and have found yourself swept up in other things than yourself, you are going to have to take a look at yourself in the mirror and actually see the truth. This is the time now to check in with yourself. So we tend to put our energy and our focus on other things other than ourselves. And because of that, we're actually putting our focus in the wrong places. And now what's going to happen is Uranus is really going to make us take that step and really look at ourselves and how we need to change instead of trying to change everything else around us. It's really coming from within. So when Uranus transits, it's like a bolt of lightning. And it's unexpectedly. So this is interesting because this transited the other day into Uranus, and it was so weird because it was raining. It's been raining here for like weeks. And the other night I was driving home and I saw a bolt of lightning. It was the same day that it transited. So I thought that was really interesting. So it's going to illuminate something that has been kept in the dark. So just be aware, open, and just allow it to just be there for you to take with it, and not do anything, but just be aware of it. Uranus rules everything that comes from the sky. So that'll be like your rain, lightning, snow, clouds, your intelligent life, not from this planet, like that kind of stuff. Like it really rules anything out of this earthly plane. It brings the divine truth into our lives. So it will bring progress whether you like it or not. So if you're trying to really hold on to that and you don't want to let it go, it's going to bring that progress and it's going to make you see the truth. And if you don't do that and you don't like it, oh well, it's going to force you to do so. So now we're going to talk about Taurus and what it means to have Uranus and Taurus. So Taurus rules the earth. It's everything stable in our lives. So our values, our land, our properties, and what we rely on. When Uranus moves into Taurus, it's going to shake up what you thought was stable and predictable. So it doesn't just bring change, it brings new perspectives, new outlooks, and it upgrades your perception of reality. So you can get a little bit closer to the truth. So we're going to be in this transit for the next 7 years. So you can really expect to see changes around your home life, around your money, around your property, and whatever is unsustainable in your life will change in the next 7 years. So sustainable agriculture will start to come up. More people will be moving closer to nature. They're going to start moving out of the city because they're just going to feel so drawn and need to be in nature, like the city's not working for them anymore. I currently live on a 5-acre property. I'm from Long Island. I'm from that city-like area. I had a backyard that was all cement with a pool, and I now have 5 acres, and I'm really learning how to use my land, and we're going to be doing a garden this year. I want to do compost. We have goats, and I've been milking the goats. We have dogs, so we're really starting that life right now, and it just feels so right, and more people are going to start doing that. So we're going to have a shift in our relationship with nature, land, and food, which is excellent because this is exactly what we need right now to help our forward movement towards healthy living and really just keeping the earth healthy and clean and healing. Taurus also rules money, like I said, and it will help you create that loving relationship with money and reevaluate what the value of money really is. So if you have been like using money like unconsciously and just like spending it and don't really feel into that value that you're using it for, and just listening to your intuition on what feels right and how to work with money, and really know that you're protected day by day with money because it's just a value of giving and receiving exchange, and the universe, God, is protecting us and making sure we have everything we need in every way. And if you're not living that way, it's going to shake us up a bit. The universe will challenge us. It will test us until we really trust into that and really trust that money is really a loving energy that is a flow of giving and receiving. So the best investment during this transit is learning how to become self-invested. So learn how to cook, get a garden, start your own business, but use your own resources, not get an investor. It's really about being self-sufficient with money and doing it in the best way you can without recklessly spending money, and using money in a way that is unnecessary when you can really use it I guess more responsibly. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but really use it for the things that feel right to be using it for. And Taurus also rules beauty. So this is going to shift where we really define what beauty is. So beauty is not superficial. It's not outward. It's very inward. It is also outward depending on how you're treating yourself as well. So like if you're treating your outward self and your appearance with love, it's going to shine outward as well. And also beauty would be like nature, being in flowers, really, really elevating that energy of beauty with everything around us as well. So that's Uranus and Taurus. So just start to be mindful of those things that start to come up or show up, and just be ready for the unexpected. Know that you are always protected. Trust your intuition with any decisions you decide to make, and don't lean into fear too much, or don't lean into fear, worry, or doubt too much. Try to trust, sit back, and listen, and open your mind a little bit more and really connect with your heart, because that's going to help you make decisions when this change planet starts to make moves and shifts in our lives when we're least expecting it. Okay, so now I want to talk about Mercury retrograde, because we're Mercury retrograde for the next 3 weeks. And this whole year, Mercury retrograde is going to fall in water signs, which is going to set up an overarching theme for this year. Mercury is the planet of communication, and water signs are typically associated with more sensitive, intuitive, and artistic forms of expression. Under these watery Mercury retrogrades, we're going to be encouraged to open our third eye, strengthen our psychic gifts, and get in touch with our other senses. So meditation is a great way to do this. Reiki. I'm a Reiki master teacher. I should have introduced myself. My name's Jacqueline, by the way. I'm a Reiki master teacher, so I work with energy. I work on opening, awakening, and releasing anything that is blocking our chakras, which are energy points in our body. So that's also a way to open your intuition and your third eye. Just listening to that little voice that's within you instead of going all up in your head. Doing small practices with cards and like just trusting, just really, there's a practice to it, like how you would strengthen your muscles, the same thing that you would do with your third eye. So our emotions, our dreams, our creative urges, and our gut feelings are all going to be upgraded for us if we use this energy to our advantage, and begin strengthening our intuitive muscles. So the more we trust it, the stronger it becomes and the more reliable it comes. At first, our intuition can appear like a whisper. If you haven't done much practice with it, it'll be a very gentle voice because it's been waiting to be heard. And the more you trust into it, the more you'll hear it, and it'll become louder and clearer, and you just need to listen. We all have an intuition. We just need to nurture it, embrace it, and sharpen it, especially during these Mercury water cycles. After not having any planets in retrograde since January. So these past 2 months, everything's been direct. So we felt this forward movement a little bit. And now all of a sudden Mercury is going to say, nope. It's going to almost feel like you're going backward or you feel stagnant, but really it's just for us to do some inner healing work before we move forward, to clear old energy before we move forward. And spring is all about new beginnings. So any turmoil that hasn't been worked through, or just any, things you've that have missed your mind, they're going to come up right now. So it's a very busy cosmic time as well. So like we have the new moon, and then Uranus just changed. So it's just a lot going on right now, which is okay. It's just going to be a lot of heavy energy, and it's going to feel us like scattered and uncertain around a lot of things. We're going to have to mimic Mercury by just slowing down, going back over things, and taking our time before forging ahead. Just don't make any rash decisions. Just have a plan. And just allow things to just take place as they're supposed to. Don't get too in your head and feel like you need to make a quick action, because that's not how it's meant to be right now. Right now, we're meant to sit in this, trust in it. I know that anything that's happening is for our highest good, and it's being released and taken away, so we don't need to deal with this moving forward as all the planets do start to move forward again. And Mercury is the messenger of the gods. So it's normal when it's in direct motion. It helps us communicate, think, and understand things. When it's in retrograde, though, it leaves the side of the seen gods and enters the world of the unseen gods. So Mercury travels through this deeper, darker parts of our soul and our subconscious in order to gain new insights, receive new downloads, and unearth buried truths. So when Mercury is finally ready to go direct again, we also find that we have gained new insights and understood things on a deeper level than we realized before. So we're going to be in this for 3 weeks, and it's really just going to help us unlock new truths, helps us to communicate stronger and more effectively. It's going to give us this perspective to shift our beliefs and to look at things in a new way. So it's advisable not to make any concrete plans, because we often realize a new truth or learn something new about ourselves that may change our decision or our motivation for doing something. So we have to move slowly and not be in a hurry to make a decision or label things as fact or fiction. So no jumping ahead. Just give it time for it all to unravel. I'm telling you right now, I'm going through some heavy stuff. So no one's free of it. It's going to come when it needs to come. This has been a long time coming for me, and what's going on with me, and I'm just trusting into it. I know that I'm protected. I know that it's for my highest good. So I'm just allowing things to unravel. And not putting any labels on it, and what's going to happen, I have no idea. But I do trust the universe, and I know that anything that's going to be for me will be for me. So we need to keep an open mind and stay connected to our intuition. And we also need to pay attention to those signs of the universe. So the universe is always giving us signs, and if we can open ourselves up to receive them, whether that's through numbers, whether that's through songs, whether that's through animals, in any way, just keep yourself open. because it's always trying to communicate with us. And if we disregard it and we just brush it off to the side, we're not doing ourselves a service. We're actually not listening to our intuition. We're not creating this connection with the universe. And we're actually living more in fear and doubt that way. So the best way to do this, to deal with this Mercury retrograde, is to channel your creativity, spend some time in reflection, journaling, playing music, making art. Wherever you connect with your creative energy, this is the time to do it. Because if you just think too much as to what's going on, you're just going to be all up in your head, and you're not going to be able to really connect with that intuition and ground yourself through this turmoil. So, and we don't want to do that, because that's just going to bring us more stress and and not allow us to make the right decisions at the right time. So creativity is one of the biggest ways to tap into your intuition as well. Okay, so now I'm just going to talk a little bit about this new moon. So new moons are for setting new intentions. So we go through these moon phases, new moon to full moon. And the new moon is for setting those new intentions. Full moon is for releasing. So during this time, it's excellent to write down those intentions that you want to bring into your life, that, you've maybe wanting to bring in, but just haven't manifested yet, or you haven't really, I write it down every new moon and I put it out, usually with a crystal or something, and I put it out under the moon, or I put it next to my bed. And that's what I'm really focusing on this moon cycle. This new moon is definitely the universe's way of preparing us for some new beginnings. The March new moon is preparing us to enter into fresh waters, because March equinox, which is spring equinox, is, I believe it's March 21st, which spring is always about new beginnings. So it's really preparing us for this. We're getting out of the dark wintry season. So whatever needs to go for this dark wintry season needs to go. So we're able to lean into those new beginnings. So it's preparing us to open to the possibilities that this new cycle brings our way, and trust the flow and direction of our lives. This new moon asks us to drop any expectations that are holding us back or tripping us up, and to instead embrace a new set of ideas and beliefs. This new moon beckons us to upgrade our way of thinking and to do away with thoughts and behaviors that no longer serve us. So whether that's reacting emotionally, whether that's judging ourselves, whether that's judging others, whether that is victimizing ourselves, or really doing things that are out of our truth, this is what we need to do away with right now, and just really upgrade our way of thinking and bring in those new ways of behaviors and reconditioning ourselves to what it is that we want to live. The way we want to live is the way we need to live to bring into those. So living in love and light is the way to do it. So over the last few months, whether it's been subconsciously or consciously for you, we have been raising our vibration, clearing out the cobwebs, and creating space for a new wave of energy. We're moving into new earth right now. And if you haven't heard of that yet, it is just a new paradigm. I don't even know how to say that word, but like a new shift that is changing this 3-dimensional matrix system and really moving into this 5-dimensional vibrational system. That's going to be more focused on the collective. It's going to be more focused on collaboration. It's going to be bringing in more feminine energy. And I feel like the women are leading the way and starting these awakenings, because we already have so much masculine energy that it needs to be balanced. So by us being the first ones leading the way by healing ourselves first, we're going to be able to lead and guide our men that need to be healed even more so. So we have done all this hard work, and now it's the time to become a beacon for receiving. So if you have already done the work and you've really opened yourself up, now the receiving is going to start to begin. And that's what New Earth is about, is showing that the frequency you're at, that's how you're going to receive. It's going to have nothing to do with this working hard to get. It's going to be more trusting in ourselves, sitting back, trusting in the universe, doing what's right for us, and really raising our vibrations and living in that light and energy and opening ourselves up to receiving. And that's how we're going to receive everything. But it's taking time because we need to clear this all out. So it's time for us to open our hearts, open our arms, and embrace what is going to be sent our way. And it can be exhausting, but just live day by day and just understand that there's something bigger and greater than you. And it's really going to support you and encourage you to live your best life. So keep leaning into your guides, leaning into the universe, leaning into God, and just trusting and really opening your heart and listening. Because we're really connecting our soul body with our physical body right now, and just really trying to connect the two and listen to those things that we need. So if you don't like where you are right now, this new moon is going to offer possibilities and opportunities to think outside the box, to think bigger, to think differently about your situation, and just really open yourself up. So as we open our intuition, as we open our third eye, what it's doing is bringing this higher perspective that is going to be above all that dense energy that is confusing us and making us in our heads. It's going to bring this new sense of light that we need to be able to see the truth. So we are where we need to be right now, all of us. So don't think you need to be somewhere else, because you are here in this moment for a reason. Your journey, everyone's journey is different. We're all on the same path to the same place. We're all being brought back home to love and light, because this earth needs healing right now, and that's what we're here for. So just step out of that rational thinking and more into creative and a feeling place. Feel into your emotions and make that the way you make decisions is how you feel around it. Really trust in your emotions, and don't feel, shameful around your emotions. Don't feel judgmental around your emotions or guilty. Those emotions are what you need to own, so you can really allow yourself to follow true north, and that's your guide. So just let go of your thoughts and clear your heads, and instead just focus on the rhythm and the beat of your heart. That's how you're going to follow through to move into the next wave of energy. So you are love, you are the universe, and you need to see yourself that way most of all. So when you could see yourself as that love in the universe, you'll be free. So just continue to do so. All right.